So I thought we'd do this video mostly because between you and I, we've interviewed like 100 people and probably talked to twice that many people on the phone.
Okay.
And consistently, people have the same questions. And so our goal today is to answer for folks that might be here on the website pretty much 80% of the most common questions for two reasons. A, help people to determine if they're a good fit or not a good fit before we ever talk to them, and potentially save both them and us a lot of time. So I think that's a great thing. So, Edward, what do we actually do?
You know what? We provide business and commercial financing for any size company in any business vertical as quickly and efficiently as we can.
What kind of financing?
It's business financing for companies that are either startup companies or if they're already established.
For like just money or for trucks or?
So it can be for trucks, it can be for medical lasers, it can be for cranes, it can be for office equipment, or if someone was a seamstress and they needed like sewing machines or fabric, everything from A to Z. We want to be able to finance your business smarter. So Rob, why does Smarter Equipment Finance even exist?
So I used to run a marketing company several years ago, and we started marketing to folks that do business equipment financing and other types of business loans.
Right.
And I found throughout that process, not all of them were honest with their customers. In fact, a significant percentage of them made their money by lying to people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a gangster industry.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to advertise for those folks, but I like the industry, so I decided to start a company where we actually tell people the truth. And a lot of our competitors, when I started, thought I was crazy.
Yeah,
But
I can imagine, man.
yeah, they don't think I'm crazy anymore.
Right.
They hate us. A lot of people call us. We're thinking about a job, and they say, "Is it a job where I get leads? Do we provide leads?"
Yes, we do. We have a really good marketing team that looks for in-market buyers. They're looking on Google, and we get those leads while they're actively on the internet. And our phones start to light up first thing in the morning, and just a little bit throughout the day. And we got a pretty good sales team that we want to reach back out to them when someone is excited. They're in the ether of the buying experience. Robert, got a question for you. So, Robert, got a question for you. So, with the current sales staff, are they required to do any cold calling?
A little bit. When I started in sales, which was like the early 90s,
Yeah.
lead gen really wasn't a thing. And if you were in sales, what that really meant was you were doing 100, 150, 200 dials a day. Nobody here does that.
Right.
It'd be kind of cool if they did. But
Right.
in reality, no one really does that for a couple reasons. First of all, there's not enough time. We're providing leads. But there's a cold calling element because you try to get what's called a vendors. And what a vendor is if Joe is shopping for a bulldozer, let's say.
Okay.
And he's going to buy a bulldozer, and the vendor says, he asks, okay, that's $50,000. And it says, do you provide financing? And the vendor says, no, but call my buddy Edward, and he'll hook it up. And those leads close significantly higher than the leads that come in from the internet.
Okay.
So it's the people that are successful here and make tons of money. It's usually a combination of those internet leads plus vendor relationships that they've they've sourced. But again, it's not a 100 dial a day environment.
Okay.
Our average salesperson probably makes 40 dials in a day.
Whoa, don't give away too much of the secret sauce, man.
One of the first questions that folks ask when I call them, I've seen their resume, especially here in Vegas,
Yeah.
is there a base salary?
Wow, it's a really, really good question. And I want to address it like this. If you're in sales, you're used to eating what you kill. Being in a commission environment, we provide a very attractive commission along with a sustainable base. It's something you'll be able to take care of your basic necessities, but we don't want you to just survive off of that. If sales is in your DNA and you're going to want to come to work every day and go out and go get it.
Cool. I want to add to that because one of the things, and it's common, especially in the city of Las Vegas, where there's this timeshare and car sales and all this other thing. And one of the biggest concerns that folks have is, are you some fly-by-night company?
Right.
And believe me, if I could get away with not paying folks a base, like we do that. But the issue is you only get a bunch of losers that can't get a job.
Oh, yeah.
And we have good people here. And part of it, I strongly feel, is because we do provide an attractive base salary. Edward, how much do our salespeople make?
Really good question. If you come in every day and you have the right attitude, the right mindset, you should be able to make at least 65 to 70K during year one. It's going to scale up from there, obviously, after you get more industry experience, more knowledge of our database, the SOPs, the standard operating procedures. There's so many different moving parts of our company, and we don't want you to just run and keep hitting your head against the wall. Have a really good support staff to be able to assist with the process. So, and that's just year one. We do have one of our superstars that's on the team. His second year is at about $150, 150K. As long as you want this to be your home, your career, there's no reason why you shouldn't make more than a doctor or an attorney, making $200,000 per year. Easy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. A lot of companies that I've worked for, they didn't have benefits. You were happy to get paid, every other week. What do the benefits here at Smarter Equipment Finance look like?
So a couple things is, number one, we structure everything so we can attract and retain good people.
Okay.
And part of that is health insurance. And health insurance, we have United Healthcare, which in Las Vegas is the best option. There's a lot of really cheapo options out there that I wouldn't send my family to, and we're not going to ask anyone who comes to work for us to send our families to crappy medical centers. So you've got United Healthcare, you've got your choice of the best doctors, and we pay a significant portion of your healthcare benefits. And so we pay 75% of the premium for you, and if you have dependents, we pay half. And so people I don't hear any complaining about the medical. We've got dental, we have vision, we have a 401k, we match that 401k significantly. A company paid life insurance policy. Basically everything that you'd need to say this company cares about me, we put in place because we want people to come and we want them to stay. So, Edward, what are the work hours?
Really good question. We have some very unique work hours for Las Vegas. It's 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is really unheard of. We have a full hour lunch break. which again is really unheard of, especially in a 24-hour city, because I've worked midnight shifts at a lot of different places. I've worked from 4 p.m. until midnight at a lot of different places. There's a really good work-life balance that we have, and it's something that you're going to need so that we come in recharged with a fresh brain every day to be able to tackle, the deals that you got moving.
So this is key, because I know a lot of people ask.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of companies want to pay you for 40 hours and make you work 60 or 70 hours.
Right.
Just to make it clear,
Yeah.
we don't do that. At
Right.
4:05, we start kicking people out of the office.
Correct.
Unless there's a really, really good reason.
How long has Smarter Equipment Finance been in business? How long you guys been around?
I'm going to give you two answers to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started Smarter Finance USA in January of 2014.
Okay.
So as of right now, because we're recording this video February of 2021, that's just over 7 years ago.
Okay.
In 2016, we decided to split off Smarter Equipment Finance as its own entity, because equipment finance is so important and so key to what we do. So I partnered with Chet to form a new entity. So they're sister entities. But Smarter Equipment Finance, if you look it up and you look up the SOS, that got started in October of 2016. So it's still not a baby. It's still
Right.
5 years, or almost 5 years. But we're not new. We're no fly-by-night. We're here for the long term.
What about, you mentioned before that, there's a lot of other unscrupulous companies in the industry. What type of reviews does Smarter Equipment Finance have?
I would buy you a beer if you could find a bad one.
Only whiskey shots. That's it. I'll take
Or
whiskey.
that.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we've talked about some details about working here, let's talk about what it's actually like to work here at Smarter Equipment Finance. So we have here the president of Smarter Equipment Finance, Chet, and we're just going to go through some questions.
Are we micromanagers, Rob?
No. And let me expand on that, because I actually had a conversation with one of our salespeople today about this. In general, we don't care much about what you do during the day, as long as it's productive. And production in the sales department is measured by what you sell, and that's why you'll always hear me tell the sales team, sales is pure. If you're working your ass off but you're not accomplishing anything, we're going to try to help you accomplish something. But as long as you're hitting your quotas, beyond doing something incredibly stupid, you're not going to get much flack from us. Oftentimes, I get questions on the phone, or when someone's already started here, they're worried about the repercussions of what they do because of corporate America is a bunch of dicks. Are we dicks?
So when a lot of people start working here, sometimes they've got like a corporate post-traumatic stress, where the previous place that they'd been at, they were constantly being threatened with their job and, being made to feel inferior. It's just not what we do. It's not a part of who we are. I feel like it's a point of pride for us to create this office culture that we've got. We spend too many hours of our day in this office building working together for someone to hate it. It's just a waste of their time. So there's more.
Yeah, that's part of why. What kind of a company uses the word dick in a video about working at their company? But we try to make the place really informal. In fact, I always tell people on their first day, we're talking to real people. We're not talking to a bunch of suits. So you can use a 4-letter word. You can come into work in jeans. I'm wearing jeans right now. You can come into work in shorts. We're in Vegas after all. But you lie to a customer, that's where you get in trouble, and that will get you fired.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked for places where at the end of the day, I'm just so excited to be out of that office. It's just not the type of a company that I want to be a part of. Do you think the people in the office are happy?
Yeah. In fact, a lot of them tell me this is the best job they've ever had. One employee came into my office just yesterday and said, till I retire or you guys go out of business, this is where I work. There's no place that I can make as much money as here, and there's no place where I can get left alone like here. There's no place where I just like the environment like here. And that made me really happy to hear.
I mean, I can't even tell you how many times people have come up to me and thanked me for hiring them because they love it here so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But part of the reason why they love it here so much is not just us. It's that we've attracted and been able to retain people that are cool. And I don't mean like cool kids, like the cool kids at school, just people that are generally nice people. One of the things you see on the sales floor that's unusual is the top guys, instead of being prima donnas, they're usually there. They have big hearts. They're there to help other people get through whatever it is, and we like to go out and have fun. But yeah, I mean, just the people here are nice. I like coming to work and seeing the people here because they've become our friends. I mean, it's not a romper room environment, but just generally, people don't hate their job here, and people like being around each other, which is refreshing. It's nice.
You know what I think part of it is too is that we just kind of give people the freedom that they need to just be who they want to be. We don't expect people to sell how we all sell. Everybody has a different selling style. Some people want to bang the phones really hard. Some people can get it done in half as many calls. And we're really supportive of that. We allow people to kind of be who they want to be, and they were, people seem to embrace that and are appreciative of the fact that we're not sitting here telling them exactly what to do all the time.
We're dicks if you don't do your job.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask on the phone, like, what's our dress code? And I always laugh and I say, well, the president's wearing flip-flops. So you're not currently wearing flip-flops, but what is our dress code anyway?
We have a dress code, so it's not a complete free-for-all. Like, we wear polo shirts or just a shirt with a collar or just a nice top Monday through Thursday. Fridays, people pretty much wear band shirts to work. We don't really care too much. It's important to feel comfortable. We're also not meeting face-to-face with a lot of clients. When we do, in that off chance, maybe we'll pick it up a notch. But for the most part, I think it's important to feel comfortable and not have to stress out about having to buy a new wardrobe for a new job. I just don't feel like that stuff is important here.
What if someone has nothing but suits? Can they wear a suit into the office?
Absolutely. Edward dresses up fancy all the time. So does Clem, but that's their choice.
Cool.
I'm probably the most casually dressed person in here on any given day.
I always put on makeup. It just makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah, it looks good today.
So, Chet, one of the things that some of the salespeople said to me is unique about working here is the tools that we provide someone who wants to be successful to be successful. And one of those is the extensive training. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. We have a great training program. The first 3 days of somebody's career here will be in the conference room, learning the ins and outs of who we are, what we do, what we expect, and how we conduct business. And then, going from there, we still have trainings for the first couple of months. We'll have a training class, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times a week for an hour every single day. Training is important, not only for somebody to learn how to do their job, but to learn how to do their job well and be successful at it. And that's the goal. We, invest a lot of time, energy, and money into every single person that we hire. And, at the end of the day, we do that because we want them to be successful. So we're very proud of our reputation here at Smarter Finance. How would you use a reputation as a sales tool?
So, in this day and age, people research products and services using the internet. And like it or not, one of the most important things that people see when they're considering doing business with a company is what other people have said about that company. And we're very proud of our reviews. We have lots of good ones and no bad ones. We may have a bad one in the future. In fact, I'm certain of it. Every company eventually gets one, but they're few and far between for us. And what that means, if you're a fantastic salesperson, but you work for a company with a terrible reputation, that's going to make your job that much harder. Because we do what we say we're going to do, and we don't lie to customers, and we treat everybody fairly, as a salesperson, you won't have to answer questions about, in fact, there's a company in our industry that tries to sell around their terrible reputation saying, have you looked up the BBB of Disneyland? It's terrible. And it's funny because it's actually not, but they know that 90% of the people aren't actually going to go look up BBB, so they use that as a sales tool. But the truth is, we don't have to manage our reputation online or sell around it. In fact, a lot of people that come to us as leads, the first thing out of their mouth is, yeah, I chose you guys because your reputation is fantastic. So you won't necessarily get that deal. I mean, that's just life in the big city. The fact of the matter is, people looking up our reputation online will help you as a salesperson, not hurt you, and I think that's key. So people that have been in an environment before where they were treated well, or the company did things that would make a salesperson stay, like cool parties and trips and so forth like that, have asked, do you do anything cool for our sales team? The answer is yeah, but what do we do that's cool for the sales team?
Well, first, let's talk about the President's Club. We do this because we go to Maui. We take anybody that hits quota for the year, we take them and they get to bring another person with them. We pay for the airfare, we pay for lodging, we pay for a lot of meals, we stock up the house with booze, and we go to Maui for 5 days and party. We have a blast. It's our way of saying thank you. But we also do a lot of other things. We throw an awesome holiday party to show appreciation for our employees. Salesperson of the month gets a couple $100 gift card for a fancy restaurant to take out their significant other.
When it's not COVID, we go out and we tear up. We're in Vegas. There's so many cool things to do. We do them. So yeah, when COVID's over, believe me, we've got a lot of partying to make up for. And most salespeople are social people, and like we're not doing anything illegal. And these parties tend to last till 4 o'clock in the morning. They really do. And not that you're required to stay till 4 o'clock in the morning. I never make it that long, but some do. And we're just here to make sure you do it safely, take an Uber and all that stuff. But yeah, we party hard.
I always stay there until 4, but it's to make sure that everybody gets home safely.
Right.
So are you guys dicks?
No.
No.
No. You never call somebody a dick who just paid for all your alcohol.